Yikshimash, everyone. Where the heck am I now? Well, well, you can probably tell, because by the time I put this on YouTube, you'll probably see it in the video title. I am in Prague, or Praha, as it is called in Czech. I am, like, really incredibly lost. I very rapidly got lost as soon as I got off the train. I came here on a train from Berlin, and I made the mistake of not knowing which train station I should get off at. So, let me see. I bought a map upon arrival. I probably should have gotten a map before I got here, but I got a map of Prague after arriving and found that... I'll put it down here on the ground because I have one hand holding the camera and I want to be able to point at stuff. So, okay, so this is Prague. This is a map of Prague. This here is the center area of the city where that river kind of curves around it. And where I was supposed to get off is the Prague Central train station, which is Praha Hlavní nádraží. I'm sorry, I'm going to completely murder the Czech language throughout this sequence of shots because I literally don't speak 5 words of Czech. I can say a few words, but that's it. But anyway, I made the mistake of getting off here in this little, I guess, suburb north of the city called Holešovice, something like that. So there's the Praha Holešovice station, which my train stopped at, and I thought, oh, this is Prague, I'll get off here. So I'm a little bit north of the city, but it's not too bad because I'm here, and the city center where all the tourists and everybody go is here, and that's only about, I think it's like 1 or 2 kilometers south. So so I'm not too badly lost, but yeah, it would have been a good idea to have a map. Being in the Czech Republic is not like being in Germany because, contrary to what you might have been told or what you might expect, most people here don't speak English, nor do they speak German, which I'm picking up a little bit of, but isn't very useful here either. What I did eventually find was that street there, which I'm going to go ahead and walk down as soon as the tram gets out of the way. Bubenska. Bubenska is the name of the street that will take you from here in this northern suburb of the city into downtown if you just follow that. I also for a while had trouble finding the street names because I was looking for street signs, and in Berlin the street signs are posted separately. They're on poles that are mounted on the street corner, which is more common in North America. Here they are, as you can see, they're mounted on the buildings. Like they're not on a pole, they're just slapped on the side of the, like that one there, they're just slapped on the side of the buildings, so, which is more common in Russia and I guess Eastern European countries. So anyway, a little bit of introduction. Do I want to go walking down that way? It's kind of noisy. Okay, let me just stand around here like a stupid idiot and talk for a while. So I literally, like I said, I don't speak any Czech. I can say a few things. Borat actually comes in handy here. Yikshimash, as Borat often introduces himself, means how are you? I think he's actually saying it in Polish, but it's pretty much the same in Czech. Similarly, dziękuję. Dziękuję, which means thank you, is that's also in Polish, but it's also the same in Czech. We're pretty much the same. The only other Czech word I know is ahoy, and that means hello. And I'm not joking. It probably, if you're a native English speaker, it probably sounds funny. It probably sounds funny to your ears because it's like, oh, ahoy. But no, that really is hello. And I think they also use it for goodbye. I think it's kind of like aloha in Hawaii. You can use it for hello or goodbye. So with that very thin knowledge of Czech, and me pretty much lost in a place where I have a simple tourist map to guide me, and with absolutely no understanding of the language and no awareness of the city I'm in, I will attempt to guide us around Prague. I'm just here for the day. I'm only here for one day. I'm going back to Berlin tonight on a train. And I don't know anybody here. Unlike in Budapest, where I had Tobald to at least guide me around and help me with stuff, I don't know anybody in Prague, so I'm here totally by myself, so let's see what happens. Okay, so what am I doing here in Prague anyway? I came here basically because everybody talks about it as such a great city, and I wanted to see it for myself. very many people who I've talked to, most of them Americans, talk about how great Prague is, and it's just, oh, it's such an awesome city to visit. And 20 years ago, Prague was actually a very popular destination for American expatriates to visit, and many of them moved here permanently. So I wanted to take a look. I'm a little bit skeptical, I have to admit. For starters, because the Czech language is quite impenetrable to me, at least. I guess it's similar to Russian. It has some parallels to Russian because they're both Slavic languages. Obviously, it's closer to Polish because Polish and Czech are both West Slavic languages, and Czech is, if you speak Slovakian, Czech and Slovak are quite similar and mutually intelligible, as I understand it. But I don't speak any of those languages. I speak English, and not well. I also picked a heck of a day to come here because it's been quite cold around here the past few days, and today it's, I saw a sign as I was walking out of the train station. It's 28 degrees here today. That's 28 Celsius, of course, which is, what is that in Fahrenheit? I don't know, it's probably like between 80 and 90 Fahrenheit, I think, so it's not boiling hot, but it's pretty warm, and it's been pretty cold the past few days. I, of course, stupidly came here wearing a jacket, which I promptly took off, so I'm sweating, even without the jacket. But yeah, Prague. I'm still in the process of walking downtown and probably talking too much and filming a lot of things that aren't interesting, so I'll stop filming for a while. So I'm making progress. I'm on a bridge over some tram tracks. There's one of the famous churches with spires there, for which Prague is so famous. Prague is, I guess, supposedly the city of 1,000 spires or something like that. Isn't that what they call it? There's also some huge tower over there. That's obviously not a church. That's some kind of, I don't know, I think it almost looks like some kind of oil drilling platform or something like that. I don't know what that's for. Yeah, I know I said I wasn't going to make any more travel videos, but I changed my mind for Prague because Prague is still kind of an underdog. I mean, it's still sort of mysterious, and you don't hear that much about it. I mean, well, you do hear a lot about it, but you don't really see that much of it, except the, the big tourist sites. It's not really it's sort of a city that's been neglected its own culture because, until 20 years ago, it was quite brutally repressed as basically a satellite state of the Soviet Union. And when I think it was the Velvet Revolution that happened, if I remember right, which basically marked the transition from communism to democracy. And then a whole bunch of Americans and other English-speaking people came here, and it sort of became a destination for expatriates. So I'm trying to see the real Prague, kind of the real local culture, which I think a lot of people probably don't see. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm going to go through this tunnel underground just for fun. It'll be exciting. Who knows where I'll end up. Okay, and I ended up here. I think I found the bridge. I think that bridge is the bridge that goes over the river. And I'm trying to figure out how to cross it. There appears to be a sidewalk on the far side of this thruway, but I think that's actually a bicycle. I think it's for bicycles. I don't know if people are supposed to walk there. I should probably, while I'm here, catch this statue, since I probably won't be back here again. So this sort of overpass or whatever is flanked by similar statues on both ends of what looks like 3 or 4 men standing with their backs to each other. I guess it's kind of like a triskelion, except instead of having 3 legs, it has 3 whole people. Is it 3 or 4 people? I can't tell. I don't know. I'm quite aware that it's probably not the smartest thing to do to go to a foreign country where you literally don't speak any of the language and have no idea where you're going and don't know anybody there at all, and and then to speak English and wave a camera around like you're a stupid American tourist, and obviously to be alone, that doesn't really help if you're traveling alone. I'm well aware that this is probably not the wisest thing to do. I think that's part of why I'm doing this. I'm kind of doing this for the lulz, as they say on the internet. I don't know who Tucky 183 is, but it's nice to see some English language graffiti. I guess some people here do speak English. So yeah, okay. Clearly I have found the river. I think this counts as a river, even though it's kind of brown and dirty, but I don't think that precludes it from being a river. So at some point in time, I'm going to want to find the Charles Bridge. The Charles Bridge is one of the big tourist landmarks here in Prague. This is not it. This is a different bridge. At least I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is not it, because the Charles Bridge is farther that way towards downtown. But this is a nice little place to chill out. And since I'm tired of walking, because I'm a fat, lazy American and I'm out of shape, I'm going to stop here and look at the nice river and look at the, wow, check out that field on the far side of the river. That's cool. So, first impressions. Let me talk about first impressions coming here to Prague from Berlin on a train. A lot of people talk about the Czech architecture. Actually, it's not that different, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, you have the spires, but you have lots of spires in Germany as well. What was kind of what's more shocking is going out of Berlin and going into East Germany, or, well, you know, the former East Germany, because East Germany has a significant history as a communist state, and a lot of the buildings that you see there, once you get out of Berlin, still a lot of East Germany is kind of old and broken down. It's kind of like Russia, and actually much of the rest of Eastern Europe as well. The German government, since Germany reunified in 1990 or thereabouts, I think, the German government has invested a lot of money in East Germany to modernize it. But once you get out of the cities, once you get into the province, as they say in Russia, I think. Well, and I guess in Russian they say in the oblast or something like that. Oblast being province or state in Russian. Anyway, once you get out of Berlin and get into the old East Germany, it's kind of but the architecture is different. The whole way of life is different. People are more laid back and everything. And there's kind of that here. I mean, this is kind of an extension of that, except with a completely different language, with a Slavic language instead of a Germanic language. The Czech Republic does appear to share the German fascination with porn and sex, because at the train station where I bought my map, literally right next to the maps of the city of Prague were a whole bunch of porn magazines, and fully displayed. I mean, you know, in North America you'll see Playboy magazines or things like that, but they won't have actual nude people on the covers. But here they have like actually naked women, fully exposed, full frontal nudity with no censorship or anything right on the cover, right publicly displayed in the convenience store at the train station. So you know, that whole European thing about showing off breasts not being a big deal, yeah, that's happening here. And Germany sort of has, as I understand it, Germany has a reputation for being a fairly sexualized kind of society. It seems like it's the same story here. I guess it's true everywhere. I mean, people like sex everywhere you go, right? And I'm going to say the Czech Republic while I'm here, which is sort of the English convention, even though it's weird because most other languages just call it Czechia. I mean, this is a place, you know, of the Czech people and the Czech language, so why does it have to be the Czech Republic? Why can't it just be Czechia? Most languages have some sort of form of the country's name like that, but in English they still call it the Czech Republic. It's kind of like the Ukraine. And by the way, if you're ever talking about Ukraine, it's just Ukraine, people. Don't call it the Ukraine. That's a holdover from when it was, you know, a part of something bigger. It's like, yeah, it's like the Bronx. Okay, it was the Ukraine, but now it's just Ukraine. It rubs Ukrainian people the wrong way if you say the Ukraine. It's just Ukraine. And I've been talking for way too long about a lot of nonsense when I should have been showing you the city of Prague, so I'm going to stop here and keep walking. I was wrong. This actually is a bicycle and pedestrian trail, so people can walk here. Obviously, people are also using it as a bike trail, like this gentleman. But yeah, you can walk over the river along this bridge, like that guy over there is doing, which is a good thing because I don't think there are too many streets that actually cross the river here. Man, there's so many ramps and things going up and down. Like down there, you can go down into somewhere else. There's all these ramps and stairways and things, bisecting and undercutting and overpassing the river and other streets and things. It's kind of, gosh, going on here? Anyway, now obviously you can get a much better look at this statue. So there are two guys here. The one on the left is holding a hammer between his... I'm sorry, I find that kind of phallic and amusing that he's holding a hammer between his legs, even though I'm sure it's not meant to be. And then on this side you have another guy who's... oh, he's holding... what is that, a book? No, it's not a book. Oh, he's holding a... he's holding a Tetris piece. I'm pretty sure that's not what that's supposed to be. But that's what it looks like to me. I'm gonna go with that. It's a Tetris piece, okay? It's one of the L-shaped Tetris pieces, alright? Don't fight it, it's true. Let me do an extreme far away shot of some of those buildings that I see over there. I don't know if I'm going to actually get the chance to see them when I'm in the city. That's kind of like, I'm guessing that's some sort of a, like the National Council building or something like that. Way out there you have what looks almost like, wait, what is that? I'm having a hard time matching up what I'm seeing in real life with what I'm seeing on the camera's viewfinder as usual. So up there, you see something that looks almost like the Eiffel Tower, and then that is, I don't know what that is, but there are some towers and things on that hill. Oh, and there's a nice, there's more spires. Maybe I already filmed those spires before, I'm not sure. I'm losing track of all the spires already. It's probably a bad thing. I actually didn't realize it at first, but I think this thing that I just walked over, I think it's actually an island in the middle of the river because I crossed over on here at another fork of the river. So, yeah, a nice little island in the middle of the river. Down there is, he's in the shadow of that rock, but there is a bird that appears to be a duck. I can't tell if it's dead or sleeping. Probably sleeping. He's probably taking refuge from the heat in the shadow of that rock. Here you see some graffiti that says, "Be Graffiti Praha." Once again, bearing in mind that Praha is Prague in Czech. I'm not sure if that's meant to be in English or if be graffiti just happens to be a word in Czech. So I know that people often talk about graffiti as being sort of the urban art, but this is something I haven't seen too much. It looks like people just sort of drew their own art on their own pieces of paper and then just pasted the papers to this wall, which is kind of nice. They don't need to cover up, well, they don't need to permanently cover up whoever's graffiti is underneath their nice artwork. Maybe somebody will come and take some of these papers home and use them to decorate their houses, and this fine artwork will not have, I was going to say it wouldn't have gone to waste, but I guess it wouldn't have gone to waste anyway because, you know, public art is for the public, right? There's quite a lot of graffiti here, actually. Yeah, the overall feel here is very Eastern European. You have this sort of, not to denigrate Eastern Europe at all, but it feels like everything is a little bit shabbier, a little bit more broken down, a little bit more rough and tumble than Western Europe. But, you know, that's kind of how it goes. People here prefer that. They prefer the more lively sort of human touch. It was that way in Russia as well. More graffiti. I always tend to gravitate towards graffiti wherever I go because that's sort of one of the truest voices of the local people, unlike these tourist exhibits that always get so much attention. This just says, "Policeman try to come." Well, I guess with all the porn that's available here, the policeman probably won't have too difficult a time with that. I have to give whoever did this credit. They really went all out for this. Come to the dark side at, I guess the text below that is some address somewhere. Actually, I guess it's an ad for Adidas. Can't tell if this is commercial advertising or graffiti. It sort of kind of blurs the line. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I also feel a little awkward waving this camera around. I'm actually surprised how little in the way of tourism there's going on here. I thought that Prague would be a huge tourist draw, but either I'm just in the wrong part of the city to see tourists, or or there aren't that many tourists here, because in St. Petersburg you saw a crap ton of them. And even locals, like even actual Russian people, would often take photographs of St. Petersburg. But here, no, everybody just kind of goes about their business. So I feel very conspicuous. I feel like a very conspicuously stupid American here. Okay, I'm getting close now. I'm close to the actual downtown core of the city, so I'm going to just take a moment to film what's around here. So it's pretty much the same story everywhere you go in the world, I think. You have this sort of classic history. There are all these people here commemorated on the side of this building, and I have no idea who these people are or what this building is. And then, of course, you have, you know, touches of American hegemony like Kentucky Fried Chicken and McDonald's. And of course, you always have the sex shops. Yeah. And here's a nice little park, actually. This is a very nice little park. It's very nicely laid out. I like the landscaping they do here. The city sort of has this urban gardening kind of thing going on. Okay, here's a nice big open square. I don't even know what the name of the square is or where I am exactly. But let's go ahead and stop here for a moment and just take in some of the architecture. Here's a big building with a red roof. Here's a big building with some spire kind of thingies on top. There's another big building with a dome kind of thing happening up there. Here's a somewhat more generic and less impressive building. That appears to be a bank. Not sure what that is. And this is apparently some kind of church with some statues of I guess, saints or whatever. This guy's probably a saint because he has the halo around his head. I'm not sure about this guy. He's holding a cross, but he doesn't have a halo. Maybe he's not a saint. Maybe he's just some wandering monk. I don't know. I don't know who these people are. I'm so ignorant. There are some kind of inscriptions on the bottom which I can't understand either. Where's the other one? There he is. And this appears to be a huge shopping mall, which declares that it has 200 shops. Wow. I guess we'd go inside. I mean, why not, right? Okay, I found something cool. This is a huge gate. Well, today you can just walk through it, but it used to be a fortification gate at some point in history. It has some name, obviously, in Czech, which I already forget. In English, I think it translates as the Powder Gate. Don't ask me why it's the Powder Gate, but it has a name in Czech as well, which I forget. I'm not very good with the Czech language, I'm sorry. Here's another view of it from a little closer up. Here is the other side of some cool building with a dome on it and some statue which for some reason has some sort of netting on top of it. This, I guess, is a theater. I'm just basing that guess on the fact that it says Quasimodo at the top, which is the name of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I don't know if that poster's advertising a performance of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Oh, and there's something about a ballet festival. I guess this is some sort of arts house, but I have no idea what Dival do Hibernia means in Czech. Here is a statue of Liberty holding a torch and riding on a lion or something like that. This building is the Česká národní banka, Czech something bank. I'm going to guess Národní means national, because I've heard that same word in Russian, Národní, and I'm assuming it means national. But who knows? Czech something bank anyway. As I mentioned, it is a pretty warm day here, so it's a good thing that they have this. I'm assuming it's a drinking fountain. It looks like, I mean, it says pitna voda on it, which I'm assuming means drinking water. At least voda, I'm guessing, is water, since that's what it is in Russian. Usually, you know, drinking fountains have a button that you're supposed to press to activate them. This one just appears to be constantly running, but yeah, I guess I'm assuming it is a drinking fountain since I saw some other people drinking from it, and they probably speak Czech, so they probably know that pitna means drinking, if in fact it does. Maybe pitna means poison. Maybe this is actually tainted water that will kill you if you drink it. I don't know if I should risk it. I'm not sure. I just want to get a shot of this street because these kinds of narrow passageways are always something that you see in these in the center of these old European cities, these narrow little passageways with buildings sort of laid down in a higgledy-piggledy kind of fashion. Oh, look, there are some people on top of that. There are people looking back at us from the top of that clock tower. And they're also using cameras, imagine that. Okay, I'm kind of lost. Not badly so, I guess, but there are so many of these types of buildings here. Like I said, it's the city of 1,000 spires, right? There are so many of these old buildings, these old stately buildings, that I'm having a hard time telling them apart now. I have no idea what this building is, or what that other building is for that matter. That over there appears to be some kind of gallery based on the text that's on it. Oh, and I guess this is the embassy of some country. I think it's the French flag. I'm gonna feel pretty stupid if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the French flag. So I'm guessing that's the French embassy. And here's another building here with some kind of relief figures carved into the wall. Yeah, the architecture here is definitely unique, which I guess is why so many people love coming here, because the architecture is definitely one of a kind. Okay, remember when I said that there wasn't much tourism going on where I was? That definitely changed. So it's very, very heavily concentrated in the old town, right in the center of the old town, which is where I was and where I'm just coming from now. A lot of tourists there, a lot of Americans speaking English, walking around. Now I'm heading west towards at least I think I'm heading west towards the west side of the old town. I'm going to cross that bridge that I hope to cross, and that's some kind of, is that Atlas? I'm going to assume that's Atlas. It's kind of building with a statue of Atlas on its dome or whatever. So I'm going to keep going this way and see where I'll end up. Again, there's this weird sort of underpass ramp thing happening here. Basically, you can walk on this little strip of pavement by the side of the street, or you can walk on this much broader thing. I'm going to assume this sort of trough kind of place here is a pedestrian walkway, but I'm actually not going to walk down it because it really stinks. I guess it smells like people have been urinating a lot in this place, which I'm guessing is probably correct. My nose tells me that guess is probably correct, so I'm actually not going to walk that way. Okay, I finally made it away from the tourist areas and into a quieter part of town. I'm guessing this is a pedestrian zone. Zona is pretty easy, that's obviously zone. I'm going to guess that Bieshi means pedestrian. Let's see what we can find over here. Oh, I think this is the river. Yes, this is the other bend of the river. Oh, hey. Kafka Museum, that's interesting. Kafka was Czech, wasn't he? He wrote in German, but I think he was actually from Czechia, or, well, it wasn't the Czech Republic at that time. It was part of, I guess it was part of Austria-Hungary, but yeah. Yeah, Kafka was technically a Czech. Indeed, I believe he spoke Czech fluently, if I remember right, but he wrote his famous books, his literature, in German. All right, so let's get a nice look at the river. And just to give you an idea of how ignorant I am, I have no idea what the river is called. It's probably on my map. Oh, I think that's the Charles Bridge. Okay, there we go. So that bridge is the famous Charles Bridge that I wanted to get a shot of. Holy smokes, look at how many people, I don't know how well, look at how many people are on that bridge. Wow, that is a popular bridge. Okay, well, I guess it figures, it's a major tourist landmark. They must be getting pretty good views of the river as well. Okay, I'll probably be among them in just a little while, but while I'm here, let me try to catch what I can. Over there, it looks like there's some kind of a farmer's field or something. Looks like they're growing crops in the ground there. Some buildings, some more spires. Some more spires. I should probably get closer and film this stuff when I'm on the other side of the river. Okay, let me Let me sit down here for just a sec and at least try to do proper justice to the names of the things that I'm walking by. This river appears to be labeled on my map as the Vltava. Is that right? For all I know, Vltava means river in Czech. I'm trying to see some other marking on it, but I don't see one. So that's how geographically aware I am. And yeah, that the Charles Bridge in Czech is Karlov Most. That's this here. So this is Stare Mesto is the old town. I'm going to assume Stare means old because that's what it means in Russian. And yeah, so I'm going to cross the bridge and be in this area, Malá Strana. Malá Strana is apparently I haven't been there yet, but I'm going to go there now. I've been told that it's a good place to go because it's kind of not too touristy, but still kind of cool to go to. So let's check that out. Okay, I'm here at what I believe to be the eastern gate of the Charles Bridge. Not too far from it is the Museum of Medieval Torture Instruments. Sure, why not? When you see change, what that means is it's a money changer. The Czech Republic does not use the euro, but I believe most of the countries that it borders with do use the euro. Germany does, Austria does, I think even Slovakia does, which is kind of funny because Slovakia is sort of the poorer cousin to the Czech Republic, and yet Slovakia entered the Eurozone before the Czech Republic did. Poland, I think, does not. Poland to the north still uses their own currency as well. But the Czechia, or whatever, still uses its own currency and is sort of in the uncomfortable position of being surrounded, or mostly surrounded by Eurozone countries. So there are money changers everywhere. They're literally like money changers on pretty much every block. So if you have foreign money, it's not hard to get it changed. And of course, they don't only exchange euros, they exchange American dollars or other types of money as well. Okay, let's see if I can just film the complete act of walking all the way across the bridge before it gets too boring or before somebody gets too annoyed. Yep, here we go. Karlov Most. I'm probably pronouncing it somewhat wrong, but it's probably at least close to the correct pronunciation. Oh, you can get little pictures, nice photographs of the city. They're only wow. Good advice. Good advice for anyone who hasn't figured that out yet. I like that. I have to admit I find that amusing. Wow, there's all this kitsch and souvenir stuff on sale here. It's kind of crazy. All right, let me just stop here and just get a nice view over the water. There are some, what are those, ducks? Probably, yeah, they look like ducks. There's another bridge over there, but it is a vehicle bridge. You can see cars passing on it. It's not not nearly the huge tourist landmark. This bridge that I'm on is actually one of the most significant tourist landmarks of the city, and you can see on the far side the buildings look more residential. That's I believe what the is it Malá Strana or Malá Strana? I think it's Malá Strana. I don't remember now. All right, let me get a shot from this side since I haven't done that yet. So there's a little kind of not exactly a waterfall, but sort of a berm or whatever you want to call it in the middle of the water there. There's a boat. There's a huge hill here, which I'm probably not going to have the energy to climb because I'm already kind of tired because it's hot today. But that sort of semi-Eiffel Tower looking kind of thing is at the top of it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get up there on this trip, but wow. It's a beautiful city, no question. I mean, everywhere you go there is just infinite statues and churches and castles and old buildings and beautiful streets and things like this. This is obviously a representation of the crucifixion. I always have the problem that I'm usually the fastest person walking in any group. I don't know why it is. I'm kind of tall, which helps, but even among people who are around my height, I'm usually the fastest person walking in any group of people. I'm always passing people on the sidewalk, even here, even though I'm being a tourist and walking on, you know, having a unique experience walking among one of the Czech Republic's most renowned landmarks. I'm still walking faster than everyone. Everyone here is like they're in a parade, and I'm just walking around like an American businessman who was late to his board meeting or something like that. I don't know. It's just a habit. I don't like to walk that slowly. I don't even think I'm walking that fast. I'm just walking faster than everyone else. All right. I'm sorry if this whole thing with walking across the bridge is boring, but I'm almost at the end. When I'm at the end, I'll probably stop filming and wait until I find something interesting to film again. What are these guys? Can't even tell. Oh, the guy in the middle looks like a pope. I'm just guessing based on his headgear. This is probably a king, based on his crown. That is probably a saint or some kind of cleric or something. Is the Czech Republic Catholic or Protestant? I don't even know. Or is it Muslim? I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not Muslim. There wouldn't be. Probably wouldn't be all these crosses around if it were. No, I'm quite certain it's not Muslim, but I'm not sure if it's Catholic or Protestant. I'm guessing Catholic, since there was a statue of a pope or someone who very much looked like a pope. I guess these guys are pioneering the beanie cap, the propeller beanie. I'm sorry, that's probably very, that's actually probably very sacrilegious. I have no idea what that headgear that they were wearing was, and I probably just made fun of somebody's religious headwear. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry if I offended anyone with that. There's a little children's playground there. Did something just fly into my camera? I think an insect just flew into my camera. I'm not sure if you saw that. Here's some wooden things that you can buy in case you have problems with not having wood. Wow, this just goes on and on. There's another pope, or at least his hat gives him the appearance of being a pope. Let me see, what does this say? Doctorum Principi Magno Religionem Patriarchae de Patria Agostino. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's Latin, and I'm pretty sure that guy was in some shape or form connected to the Catholic Church. So I should probably stop filming soon. I'm almost at the end. I keep thinking I'm almost there, and then I'm realizing just how long this bridge actually is. So, those 4 flags there, are those all Czech symbols? I guess they must be. They look,
The first time I was here, they all stared at me.
the yellow one looks reminiscent of a German symbol, because I think Germany also uses that eagle, but I guess it's a pretty common symbol the world over. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and stop filming here because I'm pretty well, yeah, this is the end of the bridge now. I'm past the river. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and stop here and wait until I find something else worth filming. Okay, this I believe to be the St. Nicholas Church. At least that is what it is identified by according to a sign that's inside the entryway there. A pretty impressive edifice. Very nice. It requires admission to go inside, so I won't be going in, but it looks nice from the outside, certainly. So here in Malá Strana, it's kind of cool because these sort of narrow pedestrian-oriented streets dominate. You don't see as much car traffic here. There's this huge staircase, which I'm probably going to attempt to brave in a bit, and actually, I guess vehicular traffic is allowed on that street, but you don't see much of it. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of a sleepy little sort of semi-residential sort of west side. And there are lots of restaurants and things like that. Well, I was going to say it's very walkable because the streets are obviously geared towards pedestrians, but it's actually not very walkable because of all these hills and mountains that it has. But like I said, I'm going to try to get up these stairs, and if I have a heart attack and die on the way up, then you'll know that I died on Zemeki Shodu. I probably didn't pronounce that correctly at all. I'm sorry. I survived the climb up these stairs, and all I got was this magnificent overlook of the city. There's still that huge industrial tower over there. I don't think I'm going to figure out what that is on this trip. But the rest of the city is showing itself off in fine form. A lot of red roofs here. Definitely quite a lot of red happening on the rooftops of Prague. So yeah, that huge green hill, it's clearly, I think it's some kind of national park or something like that, obviously. It's obviously very heavily forested. I'm not going to be in a position to go there. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to brave that on this trip. I'm already pretty tired from climbing up the stairs and from the heat. And I need to, like I said, I need to go back to Berlin tonight. Here are some people playing music. And here's a building with some kind of crest on it or something. I don't know. Okay, I really have no idea what this building is. Brings together a lot of different elements which are kind of confusing to me. First of all, I don't know what that text says. I'm not sure what's up with these statues. Here's a statue of one person about to kill another with a dagger. Here's a statue of one person about to kill another with a club. And underneath them are 2 guards who are standing so still that you could be convinced that they are statues, but I'm pretty sure they're human. Sort of a trick borrowed from Buckingham Palace, I guess. And here's a nice square with taxis and a really old car. And some other not so old cars. Where the heck am I? I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. I didn't even realize. Apparently this is one of the entrances to Prague Castle, which is the preeminent tourist attraction in the city. So yeah, Prague Castle, which is Pražský hrad, or something close to that in Czech, is a huge structure. I mean, it's actually quite extensive. And there's a lot of history behind it, which unfortunately I won't be able to provide very much of in this video. Here's a map of it. So we're, see where that arrow is? We're there at the west end of it, here at Hradčany Square. And the place just goes on and on. There's, I don't even know how to get around it. I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to be able to film the entirety of this in this video because I've already been going on for too long. But yeah, man, Prague Castle, wow, what a trip. I'm gonna probably walk around it some more, but I don't think I'm gonna film it. I think I should probably close out this video soon because my camera battery is actually running out. I didn't realize I'd been filming that much, but I guess I have been. So I'm gonna go sit in that park that's over there and probably come to some conclusions in just a moment. Okay, I'm sitting here in a nice little park underneath a nice pillar with some statues of people on it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and close out here. I'll probably do some more walking around the city, but I think I've caught most of the stuff that I wanted to catch, which is obviously just a small part of the city. I don't know, I kind of have mixed feelings. I mean, it's obviously a beautiful city. There's no doubt that, like I said, the architecture is one of a kind. You come here and it's just like this huge city full of art everywhere, just sculptures and architecture and museums and concert halls and everything. So it's definitely a great city as a tourist experience, definitely a great city to visit. If you're ever, in Central Europe, it's certainly a city to visit if you're a tourist. I just don't know about living here. I mean, it's like I said, this is a place that's sort of, I don't know, maybe this is very ignorant of me to say, but it seems to sort of lack a present-day culture. I mean, obviously it has a pre-modern culture that stretches back for centuries, but during the communist times, the culture was sort of oppressed by the Soviet hegemony that it maintained over Eastern Europe, and when that ended, you had all the world coming in and sort of transforming this into a tourist paradise, a haven for tourists. So that's essentially what it is now. It's a city that's sort of built on tourism, and there is no shortage of tours and like I said, museums and everything. But I don't know if that makes it a great place to live. I think a lot of Americans liked to live here because it was very cheap, and still is. I think you can get an apartment somewhere in Prague for like the equivalent of 50 euros a month, or that's what I was told. I haven't checked, but 50 euros a month, which is less than $100 per month for an apartment. That's almost free. That's basically the next thing to free from at least from a perspective of a North American. So it's cheap to live here. I mean. And it's a nice place. I mean, it's a beautiful place. There's no question about that. But I don't know. I'm glad I came here, and I'm glad to be here. But I just don't know if I'd want to live here. It's not really a place that. It doesn't feel like home. It feels more like a tourist funhouse or a cultural sort of, extravaganza. Anyway. This has been me walking around Prague like a stupid idiot and not knowing what anything means and not knowing where anything is. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope everyone's doing well. Greetings, and bye-bye for now. One last thing. The Museum of Communism. I really love what they did with this picture. Could they have made it any more obvious? And maybe the best part is it's above McDonald's. How fitting is that? Pretty awesome. Okay, I'm done, folks. Bye.